This is Edward Veal. I'll call the March 10th, 2021 Planning Board meeting to order. As such, let me read off the emergency declaration. In anticipation of the extension of Executive Order 2020-17, the Nottingham Planning Board will hold a virtual hearing. Access to the meeting is given through Zoom. All members of the board have the ability to communicate contemporaneously during this meeting through this platform, and the public has access to contemporaneously listen and, if necessary, participate in the meeting. And the link is on our Nottingham Planning Board page to be able to join the Zoom calls. There's also a dial-in number to access it as well. Please note there is no physical location to observe and listen contemporaneously to this meeting, which was authorized pursuant to the governor's emergency order. If you're having any technical difficulty during this meeting, please call our Land Use Secretary, Joanna, at 603-679-9597. That said, I will go around the room and let those that are here introduce themselves, please. Actually, I lied. That's the old way. So Mr. Grotenice will not be joining us tonight. He had a last minute meeting come up. Mr. McKinnon will not be joining us as well. I think it's okay to announce that he and his wife successfully welcomed their baby girl into the world recently. So he's at home with her and his wife. So congratulations to the McKinnon family. So I'll do a roll call of those that I can see, starting with Susan Mooney.
I'm here.
Tyler Eaton.
Here.
Leanne Gast.
Here.
Robert Davies.
Here.
All right, so Mr. Davies will be seated and voting for Mr. Grotenice tonight, and Ms. Gast will be seated and voting for Mr. McKinnon tonight. That does give us a quorum, just squeaks through, but we're there. So we have a couple of items on the agenda tonight, and we'll just take them in order. The first one is the public hearing. Is a continuation of case 21-003-SIT. It was an application from Tammy DeFrancesco, trustee of Kubota Trust, requesting approval of a watercross event to be held 3 times a year starting in 2021. Property located at 214 Raymond Road in Nottingham, New Hampshire, and is identified as map 69, lots 8 and 10. So for this case, we did receive a continuation request from the applicant for a few reasons. One is for, I believe, to review comments from regional planning commissions, and the second one is there were some abutters that were identified that did not get legally noticed. So to allow for legal notification of all abutters, a continuation has been requested to March 24th, 2021, which is our next meeting at 7 p.m. So if anybody would like to make such a motion to continue that case, that would be greatly appreciated.
Mr. Chairman, this is Mrs. Mooney. I would like to move that we continue case 21-003 SIT to the next meeting, March 24th at 7 p.m.
Do we have a second?
Second.
That was Tyler, right, Mr. Eaton?
Yep.
Yeah. So we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll do a roll call. Ms. Mooney?
Yes.
Mr. Eaton?
Yes.
Mr. Davies?
Yes.
And Ms. Gast?
Yes.
And I'm a yes as well. So that is unanimous. The case is continued to March 24th at 7 p.m. All right. Next item on the agenda is it's a public meeting for a voluntary merger application that was received from Anelio Neil Collins for map 70 lots 83 and 84 Techaway Shores Road. Is there anybody here for them? Do they have to be here? No. And they don't have to be here either, right?
No, they don't have to be here.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So staff has reviewed this. We do have in town a voluntary merger application process. So again, this is a merger of 2 lots that are existing. and there's an RSA 674:39-A, and then 2 and 3 that outlines the process. Basically, pretty much it outlines that any request to do this basically has to be approved. Is my understanding of it. So on our procedure, our application, we have 6 criteria, and I'll just read those off in case anybody else has not had it. Or Steph, did you want to go over your review of it first?
I had minimal comments, mostly what was already in the application checklist. So
Okay. So on the checklist, step 1, complete and submit the application for voluntary lot merger to the Nottingham Planning Board. Done. To document the pre-merger configuration with book and page numbers for all properties. And B, mail the mortgage holder consent, which there is no mortgage holder on these properties. 2 is the assessing department shall review the application and forward any comments to the planning board within 5 days of receipt. We've confirmed that the assessing department the duties are being held by the board of selectmen, and they've had a chance to review this. And to my knowledge, there were no adverse comments or anything. I'll let Mr. Eaton speak up if there was. 3, the planning board shall schedule consideration of the application during a regularly scheduled meeting, and that's what we're doing tonight. And then if upon our review, the board determines that additional information is required, we have up to 10 days to produce additional information or request it be produced. And if it's granted, the appropriate changes will be noted. And then if there's an adverse selection decision by the select board, they can be appealed through another RSA. So I'll open discussion amongst the board if there is any for this.
Mr. Chairman, this is Mrs. Mooney. On reviewing the paperwork that we received, it just looks like a straight up and down case for us to attend to. I find nothing place.
That's my understanding, and it looks like everything is in line. If there's no further discussion, I think a motion would be in order.
Mr. Chair, this is Mrs. Mooney. I move that we approve the voluntary merger application made by Anello Niels Collins for map 70 to merge lots 83 and 84 on Tuckaway Shores Road here in Nottingham.
I second it.
Second, Ms. Gass. Right.
Yes.
And any further discussion? Take a roll call. Ms. Mooney,
Yes.
Mr. Eaton,
Yes.
Ms. Gast,
Yes.
Mr. Davies.
Yes.
And I'm a yes as well. It's unanimous 5-0. Those lots are voluntarily merged. All right. I see a few people had joined on since. If you were here for the so we tackled the 2 items that were on the first 2 items on the agenda, the voluntary merger application, and then the application for case 21-003-SIT. That one we did not have any further comment on tonight, is that we had to continue it to March 24th at 7 p.m. So if you're here for that, we will not be having a public hearing on that one tonight, or taking any comments or anything. We have to wait until some additional abutter notification is completed. So brings us right to the staff. Well, I'm going to take this out of order. I'll go to public comment. This is a part of the night where we can hear from our public if there's any questions or concerns or general process questions. If it's specific to a case, we will not be able to answer anything specifically. We'd have to wait for a public hearing. So if anybody is here from the public that just has general procedural questions or non-case specific questions, please raise your hand and we'll unmute you. Not seeing any, right? Okay. All right. staff board member updates. We will, I'll start with, I'm going to go my screen order. Joanna, I'll start with you.
Okay, the only update I have is I sent out packets, and I believe that has everything in it that you'll need for the upcoming meeting on the 24th. And I apologize for the flurry of emails, but I'm making sure you guys are staying informed.
Really appreciate it. I know I'm sure we've been sending you quite a bit of work, so I really appreciate you staying on top of the minutes and everything for us and getting everything out on in a timely fashion, plus mailing all that to us. That's really helpful.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for your feedback.
And we'll go Widdershins, actually, just to make it interesting. Mr. Eaton, anything from you?
Oh, we had a meeting Monday night, regular, approved manifest payroll and accounts payable. Had our committee reports, town administrator report. Chris explained to us, everybody's probably seen the new the orange weight limit signs that have been being put up. He explained that some people were worried that someone might get in trouble if they're delivering something or whatever, but it's all squared away. And if anybody does need some sort of a waiver, all they got to do is get a hold of Sean McLean, so he knows that they'll be in the area. We had a couple abatements to handle, and we talked a lot about town meeting prep. It's going to be a 10-page voter guide that's going to go out. They're going to send postcards, I believe, to everybody in town to explain how it's going to work. Community center that they talked about, they want to open again soon to hold events. And Chris talked about a special event licensing. Don't know where that's going. Talked about an agreement with the NYA, that the NYA is a 501c3 organization. So rec and this is towards Marston property, that the town can benefit by using NYA status as a nonprofit. And then we went into public to talk about the Route 4 properties.
All right, thanks. Yeah, and I know that the weight limit signs came up, and that's a great explanation of it, and it's common for other towns, and I know it's new to us, but it seems like it makes sense for a lot of roads. So,
and I didn't. They will be coming down when mud season's over. So
right, that's great. Miss Mooney.
I have nothing tonight. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Davies.
I have nothing tonight either.
Ms. Gast.
Just that the 300th anniversary committee and the Historical Society are sponsoring another Zoom talk on moons, which is on March 23rd. And that's it.
Excellent. Thank you. Ms. Cassell.
I have one update. The SRPC project team has launched their chat campaign, which is an acronym for Communities for Healthy Aging and Transition. It's a grant project we received, and we are reaching out to each of our 18 municipalities to try and get some community buy-in. The project is surrounded on, doing an analysis of each community, figuring out, how each community is doing with their primarily focused on the older ages, but also looking at the younger ages and how each age group affects the community and what each age group brings to the community. They're trying to set up a community forum in each community, and so we are looking for some leaders in the community to help stimulate some movement with that. The more buy-in we can get from each community, the more useful the product is for the final outcome. They've done a really good job. Nancy and Shayna are spearheading it, and they've done a really great job putting everything together. They put together a media package Zoom meeting information, Facebook posts, pre-written emails, and outreach templates. So really, we just need somebody from the community to put in a little time. So if anybody is interested in that, I'm happy to talk more. Or if you know anyone in the community that is looking to get involved, this is a good opportunity.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I don't have anything. It's my birthday today, so I'll throw that out there. So I wanted to celebrate it with each of you. So thank you for joining this birthday call.
Oh, thank you for the party, Ed.
I know how to live it up. But, well, only other thing on the agenda for tonight are the minutes of February 10th. There were some sidewalk minutes that went out recently as well, but we can address those at the next meeting. So I know I've had a chance to look over the February 10th minutes. Joanna, that was a long one, and she did a great job. And Sue and I had sent some edits through. And at this point, to me, I'm happy with them.
Yeah, I am too. I move that we accept the minutes of February 10th, 2021.
Second.
That was Mr. Davies. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call. Mr. Eden,
Yes.
Ms. Mooney,
Yes.
Mr. Davies,
Yes.
Ms. Gast,
Yes.
and I'm a yes as well. Motion carries 5-0. And unless anybody has anything else for tonight, the next item would be to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Any seconds?
Second.
I think we're unanimous. Thank you, everybody.
Good night.
Night. Happy
Nice job, Ed.
birthday.
Birthday, Ed.
Happy